Yeah, yeah. This is I'm Phil Campbell from Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons, also ex Motorhead, and we're coming down to Australia in September to rock the house, as I say.
Fantastic, Phil. Thanks for joining us tonight.
You're welcome.
Now, as you say, bro, Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons hit Australia for the first time ever this September, starting in Perth on September 16th, before going to Adelaide, Brisbane, Sydney, and finishing in Melbourne on September 21st, mate. Like, how you feeling? Conquering new countries?
Yeah, it'll be really good. The boys are really stoked to be down there for the first time. I think it'll be like my fourth time down in your country, and it's always been a blast down there. So we're really looking forward to it. Yeah, we can't wait to get stuck in.
Nice. And the big news, bro, is that not only will you be playing songs from Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons, but you're also performing a stack of Motorhead songs. So is it going to be about a 50-50 ratio, or are you going to favour one over the other?
Yeah, it'll be about 50-50. We'll mix them all in. So nobody should go away disappointed. It'll be something for everyone there.
Nice. And you were on 16 Motorhead albums, bro, and there's been heaps more, but how the fuck do you choose a set list that's going to appease as many people as possible? It'd be hard, wouldn't it?
It did get harder over the years. Like, yeah, we kind of knew after a while. We kind of knew which songs really worked, but we could have played for 4 hours if we were physically capable, really, with the songs that people wanted us to play. But you've got to play like Ace of Spades and things like that, and a few of the other ones. But we're going to try and slip in some lesser known ones as well as the classics on when we come down as well, and a bunch of songs, original songs from the Bastard Sons as well. So it should work out great.
Nice. Now, you've obviously been playing the Motorhead songs with the Bastard Sons for a while, mate, but when you first started playing them after Lemmy passed away, like, how long did it take you to be fully comfortable playing those songs on stage, I guess, without him there?
Well, you just get on and do it. I mean, even to this day, I'm sometimes on stage I'll be playing, and you'll have the feeling that Lem is around or one of the other band members are around, but you see the joy that people got on their faces in the crowd, and you just get on and give it your best shot. You're like, but we do play them. We do play them well. We do them justice. It's never going to be Motorhead, obviously, without Lem, but we give it a good shot, and it'll be the only chance for especially younger Australians to have viewed some of the Motorhead stuff with a band member playing them, like, so we get a lot of youngsters come to our shows anyway. If we play Motorhead stuff or our own stuff, we get like older Motorhead fans bringing their young children to the shows. They just turning them on to good live music, because there's so much crap about these days with auto-tune voices and all that, and people miming and stuff. So we're the real deal, which is the way it should be.
Nice, Brian. I guess playing them with your boys would add even more feeling for you. Like, I've got one of my best mates is in a band, and he's a singer, and he's got his three sons play with him too. Like, they only do covers, but just the look on his face of that, it's pure enjoyment just being able to share that experience with your kids. Like, that must be magnified for you, bro.
Yeah, but it's just great because I spent a lot of the boys' formative years away from them when I was so busy with Motorhead. So it's great to be able to give something back, and spend time with them and still go around the world in another kick-ass rock and roll band. They deserve it. They're great players. The band is as tight as hell that we have now. So they deserve it. They deserve to tread the boards. And it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah. And they would have grown up listening to Motorhead too, mate. So it's in their blood, so to speak. But do you find that they digest the music differently, being from a different generation?
Well, yeah, they had like I grew up with the stuff that I listened to, and they grew up listening to some of the stuff I listened to, and like the new wave of bands that were coming along then. So when we kind of write material now, it's like you've got the influence of like two generations at least, with the material, it all helps. The more influences you got, you can draw off it. Then no, I'm not saying copy stuff. We don't do that, but to get it, there's nothing wrong with being influenced by good people.
No, damn straight, bro. And of course, Motorhead was a three-piece, and Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons are a five-piece, mate. So how different is it playing those songs with a fuller band?
It's great. It's still really powerful. It takes a lot of pressure off me. I don't have to do so many solos all the time. And with the writing process with the Bastard Sons as well, there's five people contributing instead of like three.
Yeah.
So I don't have to come up like in Motorhead. I used to have to come up with nearly all the riffs and everything, before we could start stuff. I mean, Lem came up with every album. He came up with at least like two of his own songs, more or less finished. And the majority of it was down to riffs and ideas that I had. Year after year, it does get tough to come up with some cool stuff. I mean, now in the Bastard Sons, Todd comes up with some completed songs, basically, and different riffs, and I do the same. So it's a bit easier for me and less solos. But I'm happy about
Did you find like the older you get, bro, like the more you sit back and let the kids write the music and come up with a lot of it? Do you sort of just kick back and play it, or do you still hands on?
No, I let them. I'm pretty lazy now. I'll let them come up with some stuff, and I'll say what I think about it, and I'll come up with some stuff, and they'll tell me what they think about my stuff, and we just work it in, blend it in, and if something's not working, we throw it out, and something works. Or we could have two ideas for two completely different songs, and then you find out they work together. Like this could be a verse, or this bit could be a chorus in the same song. There's no rules. That's what's the fun with music. There's no hard and fast rules. Basically, telling you what you can and what you can't do. If it sounds good to you, then it's fine.
Mm. And there's three of them and one of you, though, bro. Like, do they ever gang up on you and say, "Rightio, Dad, we're winning this argument"?
Uh, well, they try to. They don't get very far.
Nice to hear. Now, well, much of the attention around Phil Campbell and the Bastard Son centers around the family connection. You've also got Joel Peters out the front, mate. So he's only been there for the one album. So tell us a bit more about him.
Joel, yeah, he's not far away from us. He's in Bristol, and he came along. He sent us some tapes, and then we got him down for a rehearsal and that, and he sounds great. It's just the voice I really wanted for this band, and he's fantastic on stage. So it's working great.
I actually just had another listen back through Kings of the Asylum before the interview, mate, and he can fucking sing, that guy, can't he? He's bloody good.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm really. I mean, I like all our albums, but the last one I think was more of a defining sound, what it should be in the band. Todd produced this album again, and it was a really big fat production sound on it. Without it being overproduced. And yeah, it's a really good album. I think we should have another one coming out next year. We've got about 8 songs written and just recorded very roughly, so we don't forget the damn things. But hopefully maybe the tail end of this year or early next year, we'll start to record them in earnest. So sometime next year, by the end of the year at least, we should have a new album out, hopefully.
Nice. And do you find like when you write down in the creative process for new albums, like do you try and experiment a little bit these days, or do you find you're more stuck in your ways now and you know what works and that's what you come out with?
Yeah, we always try to experiment. Like, sometimes we just do the best we can at the time. As I said, there's no rules. If I wanted to put a saxophone on a track, or anything, we'll go for it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we won't do it. But we're not giving ourselves any boundaries or anything like that.
So it goes without saying, bro, like you've been around the music scene for a long time. Your contribution to music has been exemplary. But one day when you do call it a day, bro, like what would you hope the inscription would be on your musical tombstone?
He had fun.
Short and sweet.
Yeah.
Fantastic, Phil. Well, thanks very much for your time again, bro. It's been an absolute pleasure. Best of luck with everything, and we'll see you out here in September.
Okay, my friend. Nice talking to you. All the best.